Hey, what's up, guys? It's Nordic here. Welcome back to yet again another Tier Rank Tuesday. And today we have another very special one here for you guys. We are going to be tier ranking every team's number one center as of this season. Little disclaimer, there may be some who are like, I don't really know if that guy's their number one center. It may be somebody else, but I just followed a lot of what Daily Faceoff had in their lines. I did ask some fans around the league, and I was like, hey, who's your number one center realistically? Is it this guy or is it this guy? And this is what the answers they gave me. So if you have any complaints, you can just comment them down below if I got the wrong number one center. But I think most of them should be pretty much obvious. So as you guys can tell, we have changed up the tier list a little bit. Instead of having a above average and then, average, we're going to do the best, elite, very good, good, average, and then not a number one center. And I don't know if there's going to be a lot of people who go in not a number one center. I think you're going to see a lot of them go up in this tally. But overall, I think that, having not a number one center for some of these guys might be very fitting for teams that may, not be contending, and I may not agree with who their number one center is. Okay, so let's get into it here. We're going to start off with Connor Zary of the Calgary Flames. I think Zary goes in good. I think Zary is a good number one center. I don't think he was supposed to be their number one center at the start. I think it was originally supposed to be Nazem Kadri, but he hasn't been that good, and Connor Zary has taken over again. This is something that I asked a few Flames fans who they believe their number one center was, and they gave me Connor Zary. So I'm going to put Zary in good, even though I think he is in his second or third season in the NHL. I still think overall, when you're looking in terms of centers, I still think he is a good center, and I think he can probably get up into the higher tiers in the future of his career. But at least as of right now, I think he is a good number one center there for sure. Dylan Larkin of the Detroit Red Wings. Right now, I'm going to put him in very good. I may change that. I may move him down to good, but I think I'm going to keep him in very good right now. He's not like a borderline elite center, but I would say that when you're looking in terms of elite centers around the league, he is very good. I think that would be obvious to some people. Matt Barzal of the Islanders, I'm going to say the same thing. I think he is also very good too. Again, I may change this up when we do this later on, but I still think that Barzal is a very good number one center. He may not even be profiled as the number one center, may even be like a guy who's like a left wing, but I still think he is a good center for sure. Again, Matt Barzal may not be like their technical number one center because Barzal is known to play multiple positions, but I asked a couple of Islanders fans and they all said Barzal, so take that with what you will. Next up, Elias Lindholm of the Boston Bruins. I'm going to say, just as of right now, he's in good. I don't think that he is a high-level center that many people say he is. I think that he's still a good center, but the last couple of seasons, ever since he lost Matthew Tkachuk and Johnny Gaudreau on the Flames, it just seems like since then he hasn't really been able to put up as good of numbers as he was prior to that, and in Boston, it has been a struggle. So I'm going to put Lindholm in good as of right now. I may change that opinion. Next up, Anze Kopitar. I'm going to put him in very good. I think Kopitar might even be arguably an elite center still. At his age, playing at the level that he is, I think he is a very good center. He still has very good underlying analytics. He still has a good role on the roster. And I think that Kopitar definitely should be a number one center, even a very good center at this point in his career. Even though he is getting up there in age, he's still playing at that really good level. Joel Eriksson Ek, I'm going to put him in good as well. But like borderline very good is where I would put him. I think that Eriksson Ek doesn't get enough credit for what he does with the Wild, but I still think that he is a good center, borderline very good. That may change. Again, I think there's a lot of centers that are going to be on this list throughout this whole league that I think are all in all good, but it's just a matter of, where should I put all of these guys and where do all of these guys fall in a certain place? Nick Suzuki, I'm going to also put him very good, but he's towards the back of very good. I might even move him down to good once we're done with this. I think that Suzuki has had some pretty good seasons, but I would say last year was his first real breakout season. I think he had a 30-goal year. I think he had 70 points. That was his first, real breakout season of being a very good number one center. But I may get to the end of this and I may change my opinion there. But I think as of right now, he is a very good number one center. Ryan O'Reilly was the projected center on the Nashville Predators. I'm going to put him in good. I don't think that he is very good at this point in his career, but he's still a good center. Again, you could argue Steven Stamkos. You could argue, somebody else is on that roster. But I would say O'Reilly is probably their best center, and I think that he's been good the last few seasons, but especially this year, it's been a rough go for not just him, but the whole Nashville Predators roster. So, you got to keep that in mind as well. Jack Hughes, elite. People may not like that. There's going to be a lot of centers who are probably going to be an elite, but I would say that Jack Hughes should be an elite when we're looking in terms of these number one guys. I mean, again, he's better than Kopitar. He's better than Larkin. He's better than Barzal. He's better than Suzuki. He's got to be up on this tally, 100%. Vincent Trocheck of the Rangers. I'm going to put him in very good, too. I'm going to put him right here. I think Trocheck is still a very good center for the Rangers. Again, as my opinion may change in a second here once I get through more of this list. But I still think that he is, he's done a lot of good things for the Rangers since coming there from Carolina. I think he's gotten more well-known as a really good number one since coming there. You could argue, Zibanejad, but I don't think Zibanejad's been as consistent as Trocheck has over, I would say, even the last month and a half, to be honest. Trocheck is the better player and is the number one center for the Rangers. And I think he's very good. Tim Stützle also going in very good, but I could argue elite too. I'm going to put him there for now because, again, you guys know how I rank these. I think there's a lot of centers on here who could go in as elite, but you only have a few guys in elite, and then you guys should know who number one's going to be when I get to him. Next up, then, Sean Couturier, average or not, he's average. You could even argue that he's really not supposed to be a number one. I would say average as of right now. I feel like with Coots, if we're talking before the injury, then I would be like, yeah, he probably should be up here, honestly. But since the injury, he has not been particularly that good. I just have to admit it, and I think that overall, he's really kind of fallen off the wagon in his career. Since his injury. It really does suck because I thought he was a really good center in his time. Sidney Crosby, I think, still elite. I think that's pretty obvious. I stand by that. I believe that they are all, he is still better than a lot of players on this list. When you're looking at number one centers, Crosby has been honestly unbelievable over his entire career, and even still at this point, he's putting up an elite pace. I think he's definitely still an elite center, and is probably towards the top of that ranking as well when we're looking in terms of elite guys. You're not going to see a lot of elite guys until we get to the end. That's where a lot of the elite players are. Mikael Granlund, I hate to say it, but he's not a number one. I know he's doing really well with the Sharks, but when you're looking in terms of players and teams and their number one centers, you're looking at the best players in the league on this list, essentially. There's a few left wingers and those and that you're missing, but Mikael Granlund on almost any other team in this league is not a number one center, besides the last place San Jose Sharks. So I hate to say it, but he is not a number one guy. People won't like that, but I don't think so. Tage Thompson, right now I'm putting him in very good. I'm actually going to move. I'll move Kopitar and put Thompson and Larkin together. I would honestly even put Larkin above Thompson, to be honest. I think all these guys are very good. I know I'm definitely going to be changing this later on, but I think Thompson's still very good. He seems like he's found that elite sense that he has and his very good playmaking skills. It seems like that's come back to him recently. So, again, I think that he definitely is still a very good center for sure, and I think if I get another year of that 90-point plateau, I think he does go an elite. But again, I haven't seen that since, and he is injured right now, which you got to keep that in mind. Matty Beniers, I would say probably in good. I just haven't seen what I've wanted to see from Beniers since that Calder winning season. Last year was a down year. This year's been a little bit slow for him too. I would have to say that he probably is borderline good. I just don't know if I can see anything more than that, to be honest with you guys. So I hate to say it, I hate to go there, but I think Beniers is going to go in good. And I think I'm going to make a change here. I think I'm going to put Suzuki and Matt Barzal both. Actually, I'm going to keep. I'll keep it the same for now. I'm going to definitely look at this for a good 20 minutes before I actually post my final product and, we get to the end of this. But, again, this is going to be pretty difficult because you have a lot of very good centers, I would say. But, again, I don't want to, make it heavily outweighed and very good when there still are good centers. Robert Thomas is in very good, too. I would put him above Barzal. I think Thomas has been incredibly underrated in his time with St. Louis, and I think people kind of forget how good he really is because St. Louis hasn't been a, per se, contender the last couple of seasons, and Thomas has really proven that he can be elite, especially last season where he kind of had his big breakout year. Hopefully we'll see more of that in the coming seasons, but Thomas is still a very good center. Braden Point, elite. I think I have been talking about Point for so long on this channel and how elite I think he really is. I think he's done some great things for Tampa. Even with Stamkos gone, I would still say he is still by far elite. He is on another level, and I think that people kind of forget how good Braden Point really is, and I think he was overshadowed a lot by Stamkos. Austin Matthews, elite. Matthews is going in elite for me. I think that actually, you know what? There's going to be three players on this tier. There's going to be three centers on this tier. I'm just actually going to get them out of the way right now. Connor McDavid and Nathan MacKinnon are all three of them are in the best. They are by far the three best centers in the league. Again, you can make an argument of you can put McKinnon and Matthews down here and have McDavid just in the best, but I think that all three of them are all elite, and they're all the best centers in the league, and I don't think really anyone else comes close. I know some people may not like the fact that some of these guys may not be up on this tally, but I think that these are the three best centers in the league, and I think that's not a question for me, in my opinion. Logan Cooley. Cooley's a fun one. I'm going to put him in good for now, just because we've had kind of a small sample size. We saw him put up a really good year in Arizona in his rookie season, and so far in Utah he has also looked good. I don't know if he's reached that status of because again, he's in his second season. I think it's fair to put him with Connor Zary because these two guys have kind of been in the league for the same amount of time or close to the same amount of time, and I think that if you're gonna put if you're going to put Zary in good, you got to put Cooley in good. I think that's the only fair way to go. Elias Pettersson, I think he's still elite. People won't like that because of how slow he's been since signing the new contract. But when you're looking in terms of the last, I would say 3 seasons, he's been elite. He's been an elite center. We know how Elias Pettersson is. He is still very elite, and I think that you got to put him in the elite tier for sure. Jack Eichel, I'm going the same thing. I think he is elite also. Actually, I'll put him in very good. I think Eichel still kind of gets forgotten about how good he really is, but I don't know if I put him in this tally with the same amount of people because he's never reached 100 points. He's never been that good since leaving Buffalo, even though he has been really a team player with Vegas. I would say that He's in very good, at least as of right now. I'm pretty happy with how this list is going so far, actually. Dylan Strome. Oh, I want to do it so bad. I want to put him in very good so bad. I don't know if that's like where he really belongs, though. He's been really good this year. He was great last. You know what? I'm gonna stick with it for now. My opinion may change. I may move him down here, but I think that he should be in very good right now. Because of how he's playing. I think that's completely fair. I think you also got to put Mark Scheifele in there too. Oh my God, the very good is like overruling every other tier. But I think for Strome and Scheifele again has been playing at a great level on the best team in the league. Strome has been really just being like the Nick Backstrom to Ovechkin. I know Ovechkin's injured now, but he's really been the Strome, or he's been the Backstrom to the Ovechkin recently. So I think he's got to go in very good. I think both those guys fit in very good as well. Sebastian Aho, I'm going to put him in elite. I think Aho has shown that he is an elite center. Again, I think there is a portion of this league, I would say about 6 or 7 centers who could go in elite, and I think that would be completely fine. I think for most part, over half of the league's centers are either elite or very good. I'm kind of realizing that now as I'm rolling through this tier list. So I think having Aho in elite is fine. Connor Bedard, listen, I get the fact that I put these two in these columns because they haven't played that long, but Bedard is Bedard. I think I see how he's struggling, but he has to go in elite. He is an elite center. I don't think it's really a debate. He is elite. I think he has to go in that column. Otherwise, I think I'm going to get laughed at in the comment section. I'm going to get laughed at anyways. But I think that when you're looking in terms of elite players, Connor Bedard is one of those elite centers. Sean Monahan's in good. I think that he's looked great this year with Columbus, but he's still just a good center. I don't think that he's really anything more than that, to be honest with you guys. And I hate to say that, but I think it's the truth. I love Monahan. I love how he's played with Columbus. Even before that in Montreal, he looked great. But when you're looking at number one centers, if we're looking at over half the league centers, I don't think he's in that range. Roope Hintz at probably the top of very good. I think he is a very good center. He's done awesome things with Dallas. He's kind of gotten that role after Pavelski left, but he's been that number one center for a while. I think that he has shown how good he can be. Alexander Barkov, we're rolling through this tier list. Barkov, I think, has to go, I would say probably right here when we're looking in terms of, actually, I put him right here in terms of elite centers. I think that he is probably the fourth best center in the league, maybe fifth or sixth. You could argue these three guys, like this is the top 6 right here, without a doubt, in my opinion. But I would say they're all elite, and I think Barkov is probably the fourth best center on this list. And then Leo Carlsson, I think I got to put him here as well. I'm again, like, these guys have kind of the same amount of time in the league. I think that it's fair to put him there. Carlsson, I think, has looked really good. He has been special. Just the injuries have been a little bit concerning for me. And this is what I have for now. I'm going to kind of take a good look at this and see if I'm going to make any changes. So I'll be back here in about probably 20 minutes, I would say. Okay, I made a bunch of changes to this list, and it's going to take some proper explanations as to why I made these changes. So first off, I moved a few of these guys around in the very good. This all stays the same. I'm firmly believed in this. I think this is the right. This is 10 centers right now in the league, and I think that they are all elite. They are upper level. The very goods, I think, are right as well. I moved these 3 guys down to average for a couple of reasons. First off, they have only played not very long in the NHL, and you're looking in terms of the entire league. I wouldn't say, if we're talking potential, then yes, these guys are definitely, they're going to be up here, but we're looking at it right now, and I think that if we put any of these players on any of these teams above, I'm being dead honest, so if we put any of these players on any of these teams above, they wouldn't be their number one center, so I think they have to go on average, and I can't sit here seriously to you guys and say that Sean Couturier is a number one center. As a Flyers fan, the Flyers are my favorite team. I can't sit here and say that to you guys. I just don't think that he is that good at this time in his career. Everything else I kind of stand by. I moved Suzuki down, but like he's like on the brink. I think it's because like he's only had one season of being like a very good center, I would say. The rest of these guys have had a few seasons of being very solid, except for I would say, I stand by this. This video wasn't really that long. I kind of moved through this tier list pretty fast, but this is my number one center tier list, and I just realized that my camera was blocking these two guys, so I apologize for that. But yeah, this is my number one center tier list. And with that being said, that will do it for this week's Tier Rank Tuesday. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to comment your thoughts on this tier list. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? I get a lot of comments every single week about what I did right and what I did wrong, and I do read all of them. I know that I don't reply to any of them because it's not worth fighting with people, but I do read all of the comments down there, whether they're good or bad. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. Please consider liking, and please consider subscribing as well. I would greatly appreciate that too. But anyways, that's it for me. I'll see you guys in the next video.